designer accessory adoption. Thanks for watching this video and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, thank you for clicking play. And if you're returning, thank you for coming back to watch another video. And you probably have noticed that my backdrop has changed a little bit. Just switching up things briefly for today because it's a little bit gloomy outside, and so this area of my house gave me the best lighting, so I figured why wait, just go ahead and do my video here. So, as you can see from today's title, this topic will be a few tips that I'm going to give you on how to not overpay for your luxury items. But sometimes with fashion luxury jewelry, you can use these tactics. Also with shoes, handbags, wallets, all of these are going to be tips that will help you with your next luxury purchase. Now, when I go through these, you'll probably figure out that some of these you probably have thought of before. But if you thought of them but haven't used them, I encourage you to go ahead and use some of these tactics so that way you can save on your next purchase. And hopefully some of these that I'm going to give you, you haven't thought of before, and so hopefully you'll hear something new. So let's go ahead and get started with today's topic. All right, so first up is going to be purchase out of the season. So pretty much if it's summertime, you want to look for winter, fall fabrics because you're going to save money that way. A lot of retailers will put items on sale that are from that fall winter season in the summer, and then also the same thing would be for fall winter. Those summer bags would go on sale in the summertime too, not in summertime, but in the fall season, those summer handbags will go on sale. So like you'll see your straw bags on sale more around the September, August time frame, but because people are thinking about fall. And then that's vice versa. For the spring summer period, you're going to see suede, all black, things like that are available and more accessible at reasonable prices because they are pushing out the overstock from the season that did not sell, and then they're getting in the new items that will be full price. So definitely be patient and use those tactics to look for things that you really wanted but didn't want to pay full price for. Now, you do run the risk that some of those items, those highly coveted items, those colors, could possibly sell out. It definitely seems that a lot of luxury retailers, a lot of fashion houses have gotten hip to the game really, and they're decreasing the amount of items that they produce. Recently when I went to Saks, I went into the Celine boutique. I talked to one of the sales associates there, and pretty much I was looking for a wallet, and he showed me the wallets. They were on display, but the colors I was interested in had already sold out. He even told me that a lot of those colors that are very popular sell out even before they hit the store. So definitely I think that, like I mentioned, with it being popular colors or popular styles, those likely will sell out and you probably will have to pay full price for those. But my little suspicion is that luxury fashion houses are producing less. The reason I say that is because definitely if you reference back to kind of your LV and them reducing the amount of monogram print handbags that they're producing. Also with Chanel, there's always like a limited number of handbags that they make in certain colors and finishes and things like that. And I think other luxury retailers or luxury fashion houses are also doing the same thing because they see that it works. So all of those things kind of factor into it, and I'm not saying this is a hard and fast rule or I have insider knowledge on this. This is just my speculation on things that I've just been seeing over the past couple of years. Also what has been recently happening. So like I mentioned, I had been into the Celine boutique in my local Saks store, and I was talking to a sales associate looking around for a wallet that I had been seeing online, and they explained to me that the color I was looking for was sold out, and that's the reason I went in, is because it was sold out online, hoping that they would have it in the store. And he told me that a lot of the highly coveted colors from Celine are pretty much sold out before they get to the store. And so to me, I feel like if they're producing the same amount, then you would still have those items that make it to the store. So to me, I feel like they are reducing the amount that they're making, so that way it increases the demand and pretty much creates this kind of cult factor with it where everybody's just going after the same things, and then that also can help them increase the prices. So that's just my 2 cents. But like I said, caveat there would be very popular items. You might have to just bite the bullet and pay the full price. But for those other items that you don't necessarily have to pay the full price for, like I mentioned, your straw handbags, your all black handbags, things like that, that are definitely indicative of the season, and they're not really something that you will wear all year round. Not saying that you can't wear an all black handbag all year round, because you absolutely can, but those seasonal colors, things like that, if you can wait them out and want to wait till you can get a better savings on them at the end of the season, it's definitely a great way to do it. For example, Mulberry's having a sale now. Also, Nordstrom's having a sale on items. A lot of other YouTubers have talked about other online retailer sites like Louisa V. Aroma, and there's a few more that I can't think of the names of right now. So a lot of those retailers are having sales right now because they're moving their old inventory that was from spring summer out and getting in the fall winter inventory. So that's tip number one. Second is going to be, if you see my videos before, what I sing praises to all the time, and that is to purchase vintage and or secondhand. Well, yeah, vintage and or secondhand. We'll leave it at that. So that is another way to save. A lot of times these staple pieces that fashion houses roll out year after year, that's going to be your way to save money, especially when they don't mark those items on sale. You know, a lot of times you can get those in very good condition or even brand new if you buy them secondhand, or go the vintage route and want to get like a vintage Coach or Dooney and Bourke handbag from a long time ago, or other fashion houses. You can get those vintage pieces from 20, 30 years ago. So that is another route to go if you want to instantly save on your next purchase. Next up, let me just check my notes here, is going to be purchase something that is in what you would consider poor or fair condition, something that needs a lot of TLC. So this is also piggybacking off of the vintage and secondhand area. So purchase something that is in poor condition that can be repaired. Let me also add that caveat on there, and pay a little bit more money to have a expert third party handbag service or jewelry service or wherever pretty much revive your item. So if it's a clothing piece, I'm not quite sure. You probably have to go check with the tailor to see how they would be able to fix that, or maybe take it back to the fashion house if it's it came from there, and see if they will fix it. But more so, I'm focusing on handbags and shoes when I mention this, because a lot of times they can revive those, dye them, and work magic on pieces that you would pretty much look at and probably not take a second look at when you're scrolling through it. So those are some tips, just to maybe be willing to put some more TLC and elbow grease into it and let a service fix it up for you so it's brand new and good as new. When you're purchasing quality items, vintage items, a lot of times those items can be repaired almost back to its original condition. So that is an avenue you can go to save some money instantly. Obviously, you'll still have to pay the service, but overall, that amount that you're spending would not be the same amount that you would have to purchase if you were purchasing that item brand new. Let me take a peek at my notes here. So next up is going to be buy brands and or colors that are not as popular. That is a great way to save money on luxury items. Just because everybody's going after the big three or the big five, whatever those are, I kind of alluded to this earlier, but my next tip is going to be look for brands and colors that may not be as popular or are seasonal colors. That's where you also will get your instant savings from. Obviously, with the seasonal colors, a lot of times they won't reproduce them in the same type of way, or because they're out of season, because maybe it's yellow for summer and spring and now it's fall. Most people aren't looking for a yellow handbag or an all white handbag. That's going to be your opportunity to save when you're going the seasonal color route. In addition to that, also looking at colors on the pre-loved market, just piggybacking off of my previous tip, also will help you out as well, because a lot of times those colors like pinks, some shades of blue, I would say, in addition to that, also some reds, colors like that a lot of times sell for a lower amount, because most people are looking for those versatile colors, those classic colors like your black, your browns, your grays. probably like your darker blues when they're looking for these handbags. Unless it's like a unicorn color that was extremely popular. That's the caveat to that. But for the most part, colorful handbags a lot of times sell for lower amounts of money, or even if you're purchasing them brand new, if you get them when the season is starting to change, you can save money that way. And like I mentioned with brands, definitely, I know a lot of times people are watching social media and YouTube, and there may be a same set of 10 brands, 10-ish brands that a lot of YouTubers will continuously repeat. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there are other brands out there that you may not have considered. So definitely check those out. I would say to discover those, what you should do is probably go to your, like for example, Ariza Via Roma or Nordstrom or whatever your favorite online retailer is, and then filter to, not brands, but filter to what you're looking for. So if it's a pair of shoes that you're looking for and you're looking for heels, then filter it to heels in whatever color or whatever finish you're looking for, and then search that way to see what catches your eye. Instead of just focusing on the brand, that's the way that you can discover these newer brands. Also, a lot of retailers will list out the names of brands. Look through those names of brands and see if there's something that piques your interest or something that you've not heard of before. I know Nordstrom will feature, also Saks does this as well, where they'll have like a page where it'll say either new in or something like emerging designers or something like that. Check those out, because just because everybody's not talking about it doesn't mean it's not of good quality. It won't be something that you'll love. You know, it's just not something that may not be as popular, and that's totally fine. Actually, I would prefer it that way, where I do like some things that are by popular brands, but I also like to gravitate towards things that not everybody's talking about also. So I have some unique pieces in my collection. Same thing with handbags too with that tip. Just filter by what you're looking for, whether it's a shoulder bag and you want it in leather or a shoulder bag in fabric. Just filter to those two kind of style types and materials, and then go from there just to see what piques your interest, piques your eye. And that's how you can learn about new brands that you may not otherwise kind of discover if you don't do it in a direct way. So that's another tip. So last up is going to be purchase outside of the trends. So what do I mean by that? So right now the big logo thing is in style. What else is kind of in style? The plushy puffer bags is in style. And so as those trends die down, they'll start to go on sale. In addition to that, even if you still love that puffy bag trend and it's 2 years from now and you're watching this video, a lot of times if you really love a style, whether it's in style or not at that time, you're still going to want it. So look for that puffy bag trend, 2 years from now. Just to give an example, like I said. Also, like for example, the Christian Dior saddle bag that revamped and now is back on trend again and extremely popular. So if you would have bought that bag a year before you started seeing a lot more people buy it, or even 2 years before that if you were lucky enough, so pretty much it would have been you just searching for that bag and wanting to get it solely for the purpose of you liking it, not really that it was kind of on trend and popular now, you would have been able to get that bag for a extremely low price. But a lot of times popularity does drive some of these things. So definitely look for these things, and sometimes you're going to have to purchase them either out of season, which is another tip that I gave earlier, or also, maybe waiting till the trend dies down and purchasing them from the secondhand market, consignment stores, and places like that. But just keep your list out there. For example, I don't have this one, but the Marc Jacobs Stam bag. I absolutely love that handbag. And if I'm going off of the multi-pocket hobo that I have, that one had to have been of excellent quality too. And so you can really get that bag for a great price. I was about to say the manufacturing is there, but the quality will still be there as long as someone take care of it. Now you might have to get it repaired, so referencing back to an earlier tip, but just because it's not on trend, actually that's the way that you should get it when it's not on trend. And also it's a tidbit to buy something that you absolutely love, not go off of trends. So that's another tip for you as well. Let me just take a peek at my notes here. So I already gave that example. I also made the example of, for example, for the past several years, mini bags has been on trend and the thing to buy. now you're starting to see the handbags that are crossing the runways get larger. So I think slowly we'll get past this mini bag trend and this larger handbag trend will come back into play. Well, then that's your time. If there was a beautiful mini handbag that you wanted and the price just wasn't right, grab it when it's no longer popular. So like I said, also, I repeated this, I'm sure, but I'll say it again just in case. You know, that means that you'll have to go the secondhand route to get it because it likely will no longer be sold in stores. But if it's still sold in stores, go ahead and grab it up. But also, if we're talking about a year or 2 years after a big trend, then a lot of times you won't see those same fashion houses continue to make those items anymore, and you will have to go the secondhand route. But that's another tip for you too, so just keep an eye on them and make a note and look for them a little bit later. But that does require some patience for you to look back 2 years from now or whatever time frame you want to look for it and purchase it. But definitely the name of the game is to wait, be patient, buy what you love, and also save some money as well as have some fun. So hopefully those tips will help you out. Like I mentioned before, they may be tips that you thought about before, but you never put them in action. So definitely try them out. Or hopefully if I gave you some tips that you haven't heard, I've done my job as well. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to this part of it, I just have 2 favors to ask of you. And that is, 1, please go ahead and thumbs up this video. There's obviously something you enjoyed, and so you might as well go ahead and thumbs it up. That it will help me out and I will greatly appreciate it. Also, subscribe and also share my video. Even if there's somebody that you don't like as much, I don't mind, share it to them too. But I encourage you to please share it if you're enjoying the content. Also, if you have any questions, I love to hear from you. Leave those down in the comments below, as well as check out some additional videos that I have linked in the description if you want to see some of the other videos on my channel. Thank you again for watching, and I will talk to you again next Wednesday. Bye.